How to make hand-tied weft. I'd like to show you how I make my hand-tied wefts. This is the hand tying tool that I use. I made it myself. It's got like two pipe-shaped steels attached, installed on this wooden board, and as you see, it's just attached with screws. It's just steel pipe. I bought this in the shop where they usually sell sewing machine stuff. Yeah, lots of similar items are sold there. It is intentionally made for threads. And another steel pipe, I got the second one. So you would usually need two of them, attached on the board. One is on the left side and the second one is on your right side. Also, you would need some water, clips, and a cheating, paper. So once you're ready, just put the 3 double strings on your tying tools. So it's gonna be put from right to left. On your right you have 3 double strings, and between them, as you see, there's like 5 inches, and then all these 3 double strings, as you see, goes to your left, and then all tied on the left steel pipe. Slowly start tying your first knot. Try to keep your fingers wet and keep the hair wet for sure. That's gonna help you a lot, make your job much easier. And further on you will see a very slow motion pictures, so don't worry right now. As you see now, these 2 knots are very identical, similar to each other. That's very important, which makes our job looking cleaner and nicer. So as you see, she's just repeating the same thing over and over, and she will be doing this for about 100 times. So you will need about 100 knots in order to receive one nice hand-tied weft. There are some very important notes. I wrote them right on your screen. Sometimes, you can just read it from the screen and take a note for yourself. So keep making your knots, keep them tight, nice. Keep them wet while you're making it. And don't forget about the lock. You see right here, look at the lock. There you go. Long hair goes under the bottom string and then it just locks it. That's very important. And then keep the clip preferably on the last knot. So it's gonna secure it, it's gonna hold it until you put the next one. So just keep repeating the loop a few times. To make the whole thing, it's gonna take about up to 2 hours.
As I told you earlier, this is for educational purposes. I've used the black thread strings, so when you are making your own blonde wefts, please don't forget to use beige color thread strings. So as you see, black and blonde doesn't match very well. It doesn't look very well on the weft. However, this weft on your screen right now is just for educational purposes. Did you see the lock? Yeah, that's very important. And also try to use double strings at least, maybe triple, so your thread is really secure and you're ensured that it's not going to break in the middle of your work. And also another important thing is keep your knots very identical to each other as much as possible.
So once you're done with your weft, don't forget about the last lock, which is slightly different than previous locks. And then once you've done the last lock, easily, slowly start removing the weft from the pipes. Keep the threads on, don't cut them off, because you would need them. You would need to create a small knot from using your own string, so it's gonna hold the ends of the hair. And you may want to leave those strings on, don't cut them off, because it might be useful on attaching them onto the head sometimes. There is always time to cut them off, so just keep them on. There is no need to rush and cut them. So once we've done with the string knots, let's go to the birds. It's the hair which is short, bent onto the back of the weft. We need to make them as short as possible. I usually leave them like half an inch. Could leave a bit longer or a bit shorter, it doesn't matter. Just whatever you prefer is okay in here. There's no standard, but half an inch is usually goes well with the weft. So once you start cutting them, you've got very nice small tiny birds left on back of the weft. Well, that's not over yet. We've done with the hand-tied weft. It looks nice, secure, but however, there are a few things left now. Even though it looks nice and secure, however, if you pull out one or two strands, it usually comes out from the weft. So what we do is usually we do some even more securing job on the weft thread itself, and then we would also add some layers of glue right on the top of the thread. So in the further series I will try to show you how we do that, so you can make sure that your weft is pretty secure and tight and nice, and there is no shedding. So hope this was helpful, and thank you so much for your attention. Any questions, let me know. Thank you.